welcome to the Sparrow Quilt Company Quilt Block Studio. Today we're going to be making one of my very favorite blocks, the 9-patch. This is what your block will look like when you are finished. Let me show you what we need to get started. You are going to need 3 different fabrics to make this block. First will be color 1, a single square 5 inches around. Color 2, 4 5-inch squares, and color 3, another 4 5-inch squares. Now I'll show you how we're going to lay them out. The single block, the single 5-inch square, is going to go in the center. Color 2 is going to be your outer corners. And color 3 will be all your leftover spaces. All right, now we're going to take these over to the sewing machine and sew a 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to sew 3 different rows to begin. So this will just take a minute to get these all sewn. I like to chain piece, so I am just going to grab 2 squares from each row, and then we'll bring them back over and keep ourselves organized. Make sure that you're placing your fabrics right sides together. It can be hard to tell with solids, but just remember that when you get the fabric, it is folded with the wrong sides together. Just cut these all apart. And I'll put them back the way I had them originally, just so I can make sure that I piece them correctly. Now I'm going to sew this one onto here, this one onto here, and lastly this one onto here, and then I will have 3 rows and I can finish off my block. Row number 2. And here's my last one. All right, now you can take those over to your pressing station, and you are going to press them all so that your seams go towards the gray fabric. Well, color 2, I guess that would be. So I'm showing you these upside down to indicate the direction of the pressing. Here we would press to the center, here we would press out, and here we would press to the center. Just like these ones I've got here. So you can see how I have pressed those in the direction I told you. Now when I go to join these rows to each other, I can flip this over so that the right sides are touching, and then I can just pin at those intersections there to make sure that I get my intersections lined up really nicely. Take your time and sew over those pins carefully. All right, here we go. Nice and slow over that pin. You can go a little faster in between. And make sure you're keeping your seam allowance at 1/4 inch. right, you're just going to repeat that last step a second time in order to join this last row onto your block. So you would put them with right sides facing again, and once again you're going to pin at those intersections to make sure that your points line up. One more pin. And I would sew that again with a 1/4 inch seam, just like I showed you a moment ago. And then we will finish with our 9 patch. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.